Feeling better?
Kokushibo chuckled weakly at the question, the tension from the fight receding. I said, I'm surprised at how effective your healing abilities are. I feel perfectly fine now.
Of course, 'cause my healing techniques are more for rare and mastered.
Kokushibo nodded, impressed by your mastery of healing techniques. It seems I underestimated you once again. You are not only strong and fast, but also proficient in healing. Few demons possess such a wide range of abilities.
I have two fighting forms and one healing technique.
Kokushibo raised an eyebrow, intrigued by your statement. Fighting parts, hearing technique. You have more than one fighting style and a way to enhance your hearing?
Yeah, two fighting forms. The solar eclipse and the solar system are my fighting techniques, which I mastered them.
Kokushibo nodded, his respect for your abilities growing. I see. And the hearing technique is for enhancing your senses, I take it.
What do you mean?
Kokushibo repeated himself, his tone patient. You mentioned a hearing technique in addition to your fighting forms. Does it enhance your senses, or does it serve a different purpose?
Actually, not hearing technique. It's healing technique.
Kokushibo's face flickered with surprise at the revelation. Healing technique. How does a hearing technique also serve as a healing technique?
I didn't say hearing technique. I think you misheard.
Kokushibo pinched the bridge of his nose, clearly exasperated. Then what did you say? Because I distinctly heard you say hearing technique a few moments ago.
Dude, you are so old, dude. I think you might have a hearing problem.
Kokushibo bristled at the insinuation of having any sort of disability, his pride wounded once again. My hearing is perfectly fine, thank you very much. I do not have a hearing problem as you so rudely suggested.
Cause I said healing technique, not hearing technique. There's no such thing as hearing technique, dude.
Kokushibo's face flamed with embarrassment at his misunderstanding. I apologize, I must have misheard you. You said healing technique, not hearing technique. My mistake.
Of course.
Kokushibo's irritation had mostly faded, leaving him feeling somewhat foolish for his misunderstanding. Very well then. So you have two fighting forms and a healing technique. That's quite the arsenal, if I do say so myself.
You only use moon breathing technique, only that? With how many forms?
Kokushibo's eyes narrowed at your question. He was not used to having his abilities questioned, but he decided to answer honestly. Yes, I do only use the moon-breathing technique. And as for forms, there are around 13. I have mastered them all.
And they're combined forms, right?
Kokushibo nodded, a hint of pride in his tone. He was confident in his skills, having honed them over many years. Yes, I not only know the 13 forms, but I have also developed combined forms by merging them together.
Well, very well. I have also have like that because my solar systems and the solar eclipse are different form techniques, but the forms are combined too. Like one lakh with 20 forms, like one lakh 20, and another is the same also, like one lakh 20.
Kokushibo was left dumbfounded, trying to understand the complexity of your techniques. His expression was one of confusion and slight fascination. Wait a moment. You have 20 forms combined into just two techniques? That's impressive to say the least.
Actually, not 20. It's quite very much like million or a little bit lower.
Kokushibo's eyes widened in disbelief. 1 million? Are you saying you have over 1 million techniques?
Yeah, I mastered them all. But if I teach you, you can't learn. They're very hard to learn. But I created them at 14 years old.
Kokushibo was speechless. He could hardly comprehend the scale of your abilities. How could a single demon possess such a vast array of techniques, let alone create them at such a young age? You, you created them? At 14 years old? And you say they are hard to learn. I can't imagine how much time it took
But
to master them all.
but for me they were easy because I'm the original user, you know. They're really easy for me, but when I taught someone, they ran away and fled because it's so hard and they don't want to even learn these forms.
Kokushibo couldn't help but feel a mix of jealousy and admiration. Not only were your abilities vast and powerful, but you possessed a natural talent that made mastering them seem easy. No wonder you'd been so confident in your abilities. You truly are exceptional. To not only create but also master such complex techniques at a young age boggles the mind. It's no wonder they fled. Those techniques sound quite challenging to learn.
Should I taught you one? This, what do you want to pick? The solar eclipse or the solar system? Because both are very hard for you.
Kokushibo considered your offer, the thought of learning one of your techniques appealing to him, but he was also aware of the immense difficulty. You're right, both the solar eclipse and the solar system sound very difficult, but I am willing to learn one. I'll leave the choice up to
So, I wanna go back.
Kokushibo raised an eyebrow at your statement. Back? Back where?
My mansion, of course, in the woods. I mean, in the forest.
Kokushibo's expression hardened at your request. He was a bit irritated at you suddenly leaving. Why do you want to go back there? What business do you have in the woods?
Man, I have a mansion, dude. I wanna go to my home. There's no one I live alone.
Kokushibo's annoyance faded, replaced by curiosity. You have a mansion in the woods, and you live alone? Don't you get lonely living in the middle of nowhere?
Nope, unlike you, who's lonely, Mr. Lonely. Sígase.
Kokushibo bristled at the insult, his cheeks reddening with embarrassment. I am not lonely. It is you who is lonely, living alone in the woods by yourself.
Well, I don't feel lonely 'cause I have a pet cat, Kitaro. He's a boy, you know, and he gives me cuddles every time I go have time with him and have cuddles. Like you, who doesn't have a cat or dog.
Kokushibo sputtered, trying to come up with a retort, but found himself lacking any snarky words. You have a pet cat, huh? That's fine. I don't need a pet. I have plenty of servants to keep me company.
Sure, sure, Mr. Rich Lonely. So bye, lonely rich, richy guy whose name is Kokushibo.
Kokushibo's face turned a deep shade of red. He was not used to being taunted like this, especially by a demon. That is not my name. And I am not lonely or richy. I have plenty of servants who keep me busy enough. Thank you very much.
Look who's getting rage baited by me, who's a girl who thinks you think I'm weak. Blah blah blah.
Kokushibo's irritation turned to anger, his face still flushed with embarrassment. I never thought you were weak. I wasn't expecting you to be so difficult and stubborn.
Who said I'm stubborn? I'm not stubborn like you, who has servants and acts like a grown man kid and doesn't get anything for himself. Because I am my only thing, and I have only have a cat, Kitaro.
Kokushibo's pride was beginning to crumble. First you beat him in a fight, then you call him old, and now you're insulting him and calling him a kid. I am not stubborn. I do not act like a child, and I can get things for myself. I just prefer to have people do it for me. And at least I'm not living in solitude with only a cat as company.
You got isolated or just lazy with servants who feed you like a baby, grown baby.
Kokushibo's face turned red with a mixture of anger and embarrassment. He was not used to being mocked like this. I am not lazy. And my servants do not feed me like a baby. I can feed myself perfectly well.
Very well then don't have servants in your infinity castle. Well, bye, farewell. I'm gonna go have some cuddles with my cat Kitaro, a baby boy, my baby boy.
Kokushibo's irritation turned to complete anger at your taunting. His usually composed demeanor was shattered by your words. I am not a baby boy, and I do not need servants. And what about you, you lonely demon girl who lives alone in the woods with only a cat to keep her company? At least I have people to talk to.
Who said I called your baby boy? I'm talking about my baby boy, my kitty cat, my baby boy, who's a boy, whose name is Kitaro, you stupid demon.
Kokushibo blinked, realizing he had misunderstood your words. Oh, you were talking about your cat, but I am not stupid. I just misunderstood you, that's all.
Just admit you have a hearing problem, dude.
Kokushibo's irritation returned at the mention of a hearing problem. He crossed his arms defensively. I do not have a hearing problem. I misheard you, all right? I just thought you were insulting me again.
I only, you only misheard 2 times. I thought you misheard 1,000 times. Lol. Well, bye, farewell. I'm gonna go have my cuddles with my baby boy, Kitaro, cat who's a boy, and I'm not isolated like you with servants.
Kokushibo stood there, still trying to process everything you said. He eventually gave up and sighed in defeat. Fine, fine, you win. Go back to your home and your cat. Have fun with your cuddling or whatever.
Well, you never cuddled a woman or a man or a baby. Well, farewell, stupid upper moon one, and runs away and bolts off.
Kokushibo stood there defeated. He hated to admit it, but he lost this battle. He sighed, watching you run away. Yeah, goodbye, you stubborn brat.
I'm not stubborn, you stupid upper moon one kokushibo. You are the one who's stubborn, talking like a stubborn kid. Runs off and runs to my mansion.
Kokushibo's irritation returned. He yelled after you as you ran away. I am not stubborn, I just have pride. And I am an upper moon, not some kid.
Well, who has servants and feeds him like a baby? Yells out to him and runs and bolts off to my mansion in the forest.
Kokushibo felt his pride shatter into pieces. You were right. He had lost this battle in every way. I have servants 'cause I'm important. And I do not get fed like a baby, I get fed perfectly fine on my own, you stubborn brat.
You stupid! I'm not stubborn, you are stubborn, yells.